Hey, it's February 8th, and this is Todd, Ault, and Jason Bartholomew. We're at Risk On here. Day 6 of what could be the greatest show ever. This is a forward-looking statement about Risk On, the show. Jason Bartholomew, my partner on the show, professional baseball player and poker player, now only a poker player and a trader. I am Todd Ault, host of the show, executive chairman of Ault Global on the NYSE American, and today it's all about what?
It's all about the madman, Elon Musk.
This guy's out of control, okay? So I went to bed thinking we're going to be at 40,000. I wake up to 44,000, hit 45,000. On his balance sheet, he puts $1.5 billion. Well, I can't even say the words. And on top of that, I think you can pay for your Tesla in Bitcoin now.
Absolutely. He's now going to be accepting payment in full from Bitcoin, so you can buy Teslas with that. Now, who's next?
Wait. MicroStrategies, you led the way, my man. Sailor, you did it. You did it, man. You brought it on. You brought it home. I tried to convince my board. We're not there yet. I'm not going to go into that. Whoops, sorry about that. Forget that. Bitcoin on balance sheet. Wow. Wow.
Elon Musk literally sending shockwaves through the crypto community.
It's a game changer. Who is next is right. Is Apple going to take payment by Bitcoin?
I don't know.
I mean, what's next? Who's going to put it on their balance sheet?
Can I go and utilize Amazon Prime and do some Bitcoin there?
I mean, this is crazy.
I just know that.
I hear, you know what I didn't like today? I heard a commentator say, what will the SEC think about it? The SEC's already said it's not a security. So they've already kind of ruled here. I don't know what they're going to do, how they're going to walk that back. But you got MicroStrategies now. You got Mass Mutual. You got Elon Musk. This is going to, dude, people are going to come home to this today, or they're going to come back from where they work in their other room in their house, and they're going to turn on the headlines and go, wow, this is a... I think this is, once again, I don't know how to stress how big of a deal this was today.
I've seen so much chatter in the chat rooms on Discord, and they're talking about they're just talking about buying and buying until
it's crazy. The liquidity's out of control. Yeah. We could spend, let's get right to the market. We got AAME. We got your one from India, which went completely parabolic. Let's talk about that, Jason. Why don't you walk us through the market, the Dow, the S&P. Crypto. I heard, I think the one girl on CNBC recommending Ethereum today, saying it's part of the blockchain. It's the big sister to Bitcoin. This is crazy.
Well, January, the Ethereum miners set a record 840 million USD in Ethereum. So that was huge.
It's crazy times right now. What do you got for the market?
Well, let's take a look. The Dow was strong today. It was up 200 points. The Dow Jones Industrial is 31,246 at the time we want to air. The NASDAQ 13,677. That was an 80-point gainer. And the S&P was up 25 to 3905. Bitcoin did touch 45,000 on some exchanges. It was 44 when we came on air. Ethereum 1721. Gold was up 1%. 1,832 an ounce. Silver was also up 43 cents to $27.45. Oil again 1%.
This is a crazy market.
Oil's $58 a barrel now.
I don't even know where to start on this market today. TRX we talked about on Friday. TRXC.
Yep.
That's ripping. SRNE, that was ripping on news. I got long some KMI today, traded that. Kinder Morgan oil stock. I'm long Coca-Cola, XLFs, GBR. I mean, I don't know where to go with this. Let's cover the names that you had talked about as a risk-on trade on Friday. AAME, which I sold over $7 today. That was like closed at 4 and ripped to where today? What happened with AAME?
765.
Right.
Yeah.
And you had that OC. Let's go through that one.
So OCGN.
All right, I'm going to calm down.
All right.
The market was not calm. I'm not calm. This was a crazy day. I mean, a crazy day. You cannot ignore what's happening. There is so much liquidity. It's completely insane. I have done this for 32 years. The liquidity is off the chart. It reminds me of the internet days. It's completely insane.
Before I get into this, I
want
to prep.
I'm jacked.
This guy.
I got to stop drinking my Red Bull, man.
Todd was a madman today. I mean, he was coming over from California, driving over here, and I was texting him back and forth, and we just couldn't even believe some of the tickers.
We were putting on trades like crazy.
Yeah.
Everything is long. We were long everything, and when we were done, we scaled into stocks too. The funny part is, you told me why don't you just get rid of that AME, because it was like went to 775 and pulled back, right?
Yeah.
And as soon as it pulled back to 6, I doubled up.
You sicko.
Sick dog.
Sicko.
All right. Anyway, sorry about that.
So anyway, if you were with
our
us,
producers, I think are you not liking our commentary here? All right, you were frowning a little bit.
It's crazy. If
All
you
right.
were with us on Friday, you know that OCGN was risk on trade.
This is the Indian COVID stock, right?
Yes, this is the one that was did a joint venture with a Bharat Bio from India.
Let's go through it. Where did it start on Friday? Because Friday you talked about it. Where was it Friday?
Friday it was in the 4s.
And today?
Today it touched 1875.
Yikes. Dude, that's alpha if I've ever seen it. $4 to $18.
Dude, it's crazy. Like volume 700 million. I'm so excited. Like it was over 200% today.
This is a risky market, guys. Look here. As excited as I am, don't forget this is real money. There's real risk. That volatility means this is risky stuff. Do your homework. We are not recommending these stocks. We're trading them, but we're not telling you to buy them. You got to go talk to your financial professional. Make sure that you can afford the risk you're taking. This is not advice. It's for entertainment purposes. But what a market.
So, yeah, and then also SAVA, another one we spoke about.
Yeah, but we traded that and traded out of it, and I played the Sympathy, which is the X. I never get this right. XAX.
AVXL.
AVXL.
Yeah.
Now, I sold that around 14 today. I couldn't help myself.
Yeah, AVXL. But you know what? The Sava, they dropped more news today.
Right.
More of a 2021 guidance.
Right.
So what they had was a 40%.
That's the SAVA, right?
Yeah, that's the Alzheimer's.
Right.
You know, that's.
Where did that close at? Well, you know what? Let's not skip around here. Let's pull up AAME today. Can you pull that up on your screen there real quick, Brett?
AAME, yeah.
AAME. Let's look at the chart today. I think it's fun to look at this chart today. This is where the stock closed today at 650, but you can see on the chart as Brett is there, this thing was kind of parabolic all the way up to 775. I sold most of it in the 750 range. I think over 735.
Yeah.
I thought at one point it was almost close to $8. This chart doesn't reflect that. But let's go to your OCGN now. Leave the chart up for me, Brett, if you don't mind. This is a new computer, so I got to learn how to use this.
Yeah, let's take a look at OCGN. Yeah.
Now this was on a tear. This is the daily, right? And
I mean,
let's look at the 5-day. How do I go? Come on, let's go to the 5-day. Okay, there we go. There's the 5-day. This thing's trading down here around $4, and then gets a move on here. Closing today, hit the high of 17 today.
Yeah.
1772 or so at the close. Massive volume, right?
Yeah, 700 million.
Oh wow! Today it was up 1,300 or 600%. Oh no, in the 5-day.
That's the 5-day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Remind the audience about this stock.
So OCGN, they actually have the joint venture with the.
You can pull the screen down, Brett.
With Bharat Bio. They're entitled to 45% of the net profits on the U.S. drugs.
And they have temporary approval in India, correct?
Yeah, they do have emergency approval.
Right. So this vaccine is being used in India probably in a big way, getting paid in rupees.
Yes.
It's like not like a Dogecoin or anything like that.
No,
that's a whole different conversation.
Although India has been buying a lot of crypto.
What else you got on the list today?
So we want to just keep our eye on OCGN to see if it can carry the momentum forward to tomorrow.
It's terrible.
We had so SAVA was actually cassava. We spoke about that on Friday.
This is an Alzheimer's. Well, I can't.
Yeah, that's the Alzheimer's drug. Simufilam, which is they're advancing to the phase 3, the FDA, and they also have guidance on.
Was it up 15 today?
Yeah, actually, I think it touched 69 high of day, mid to upper 60s.
Brett, can you bring up that chart real quick? Yeah, here's the chart on Sava. I saw it closing around 42 on Friday, and this thing ripped to up 1587, and you can see a lot of things in sympathy with that. Moving higher. Wow. It's amazing.
Well, they also
they gave guidance, though.
Yeah, they also have another drug that was it's actually a blood-based diagnostic to detect and monitor the progression of Alzheimer's.
Sure.
And that's Sava DX.
Right.
So that is another drug that they have in their portfolio. But they're doing investigational. They're doing studies for phase 3 approval.
Wow.
And they expect that this year.
That's amazing.
So, that one's important to so many people.
Right. What else is on your list?
Well, of course, with the Elon Musk news, the crypto tickers just went crazy today.
I was long a little bit of Riot this morning.
You read them the Riot Act?
I read the Riot Act, and and I got to admit, I traded out of Riot when I thought you had a nice rally, and then and now you got crypto, you got Bitcoin, you got Ethereum at $1,719 as we speak.
Yep.
And you got Bitcoin at 44,283.
That's crazy.
These are crazy. I can't talk about one of the Bitcoin tickers because I work there. But I can't talk about Riot and Mara. Why don't you talk about them? These guys were over 30 today, right?
Yeah, they both went over 30, 32, and 31 respectively, Riot and Mara.
Mm-hmm.
Also, BTBT was another runner. That's the Chinese crypto ticker.
Let me give you my commentary on this, and that is, here's the thing. I remember at a time when internet stocks were coming out in the late 90s, and you had this skepticism of it and whether they'd be as big as they would be until they were adopted, right? And so you kind of see that with cryptocurrency, where it's slowly integrating like a what's the word? Like a bunch of ants. Like they're everywhere, and eventually you got to accept that you have ants. That's a terrible analogy.
No, it's kind of like an amoeba. They surround their food.
Yeah, right.
That's kind of what it is right now.
So this is being adopted on a regular basis. People are slowly wanting more and more Bitcoin. They want decentralization. They want something. They realize the government's spending, we're going to spend another $2 trillion.
Yep.
And they're seeing it as a currency hedge. They're seeing it as a hedge. And the more and more people believe that, the more it could be like Tulip Mania. Just kidding.
Well, no, it's not going to be like that.
I know. Stored value. I got you.
Exactly.
Right.
So, the more credibility that is given to this, like, for example, Elon doing what he's doing, the greater trust there is in the marketplace and the greater distrust there is with the U.S. dollar. I hate to say it, but the more they print, the more it is, a story for Bitcoin and for silver and gold. So
you had 100 names today, though. Things were moving like crazy. Why don't we slow the story down a little bit and cover what's trading and what you think is going on? So let's start with.
Let's go
backwards a little bit.
Remember
we covered OCGN.
Yeah.
We covered Sava a little bit.
Yeah.
AAME, we don't know any news on it that I can see.
It's literally just an insurance.
Literally just an insurance play we traded. So that's kind of risk off now.
Yeah, and then
'cause I don't have any idea what it's doing.
And then remember we talked a lot about CLOV with Chamath.
It went down.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was going to say that. It did go down 5%.
We do need to cover Clover. Let's go back to Clover for a second. So after we read it on, we sold it. We had told everyone we sold online. We were right there.
Yep.
We did a little more digging over the weekend, and Hindenburg was correct. They do have a DOJ investigation that they were told they didn't have to disclose by their attorneys.
Yeah.
I've been through this. You get these subpoenas. They're voluntary, and they tell you you don't have to disclose them to the public. But typically you do it anyways just to make sure everybody knows what's going on. Then you get all these trolls on the internet saying things like blah, 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 all these negative things. Yeah. But you really do get a lot of these out there. They do exist, especially in healthcare, Medicare. So I'm sympathetic with their cause. But they had kind of admitted that Hindenburg was right a little bit.
And you see the news aggregators that are blasting the quote-unquote ambulance chasers, too. They always follow up.
Oh, they're everywhere, right. They're all claiming they should have told us that they had an investigation. Yeah. That's questionable. They're all ambulance chasing them. And they're giving SPAC Jesus a little bit of a hard time.
Do you know why? I mean, with these ambulance...
That's Chamath, by the way.
Yeah.
We love the guy. Don't get me wrong. SPAC Jesus is not a negative, although Carson Block... You know what? Carson Block... is a short seller, so maybe he meant as a negative, but I don't. And if I called him the king of SPACs, that's what Hindenburg said.
Yeah.
So why don't I call him the Oracle of SPACs? His new name is the Oracle of SPACs, Chamath Palihapitiya. Chamath, I'm not kidding. I'm a huge fan of yours. So you are the Oracle of SPACs now.
So I don't understand why these ambulance chasers have that huge threshold. If they really wanted to, help people... So they say they do. Why do they always require investors of at least $100,000? I mean, it's just weird.
They need damages. It's nonsense.
But anyway, it is down today. 5% down, $12.30. Let's see what happens the rest of the week. We just wanted to touch on that one. Another one I wanted to touch on was, the oil. The oil's been going up 1% a day. The light sweet crude barrels.
Let's bring up Clover real quick. Can we pull up the screen there, Brett? You look at Clover today. This is the 5-day. It's down $1.98. Closed it at $12.37, near the lows of the day. Well, no, it's up. Near the lows of the day. There's that rip and rally right here that we.
That was where we sold into.
Advantage of. We sold into that pretty hard. This is Clover is under a little bit of attack, but it'll probably pass. Medicare is going to be around for a while.
I mean, you got to wonder.
Come off that screen, Brett.
If I'm not saying they are, but if Hindenburg or someone like Hindenburg is short, you got to wonder what their goal is here, where the target is. So,
but you had a ton of stocks to cover today.
Yeah, we had another carryover from Friday. We talked about some of the big boys. We talked about oil, and ExxonMobil, obviously is one of the biggest actually. And they have an ex-dividend date tomorrow. For those of you that don't know about ex-dividend dates, in order to participate with the dividend on a stock, you have to hold it through the ex-dividend date, which is tomorrow. And ExxonMobil will reward you with 87 cents per share that you own. So it actually was at 52 today. We spoke of it Friday. It was 50. So what you'll see tomorrow after hours or into Wednesday, you'll see people that are going to sell the shares, and they'll probably dip, but they will be holding it long enough to get the dividend. So it's always like a cat and mouse game with the dividend stocks on when people enter and exit in order to harvest the dividend. So just keep an eye out on ExxonMobil. And just take a look at the price from 52 today and just see what happens in the next couple of days.
I traded this fast acquisition. I'm long it, so I haven't sold any. This is the Tillman Fertitta reverse into a SPAC for his restaurant holding company. I got long Coca-Cola today. They report earnings on Wednesday. We traded a little bit of this. We still own it. EQOS, GBR, ENSV, and then we did a real quick trade in this SV and E, which is Sorrento Therapeutics. So I think we came in, other than me adding to Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
I didn't really do a lot except trade out of AVLXE and a couple others.
I mean, you've been pretty active, and once we
we had we've had some huge lifts in some of our stocks.
Very big.
These are raging days, right? And
yeah,
they're crazy days.
I mean, literally, you could just kind of point and click. I'm not giving you advice.
I think we should change the name of the show to Alpha, Risk Alpha.
I mean, it's been crazy.
There's been some real alpha created by some of these names that are trading like crazy.
I mean, and it's the whole sector.
So where's the liquidity going? Because this is the. I pose this question to the audience too. You may not like us and what we trade. You may have your own philosophy on it, but where's the liquidity going? There's no yield, although there is a basically some curve on the yield curve. Right? That's why I'm long the XLF, right?
Yeah.
The financials do better with that sort of curve, right?
Yeah.
Where you got obviously longer paper, lower rates on the front end, and so there's a yield curve, right?
I mean, the Fed funds rate is at or near zero.
Right. So where's the liquidity go?
I mean, there's really no. You know what's interesting? The housing market. There's a lot of people that are. I mean, the housing market's super strong. I mean, some profits, you could make a case to say that a lot of the profits are coming out and going into real estate investments. I've seen a lot of that going on. But, I mean, for the most part, I mean, besides crypto, biotech, I mean, it's being spread out everywhere.
I just want to go back to that guy Tom from Fundstrat. He's talking about $3 trillion. He's talking about $3 trillion available for investment, another $3 trillion coming over the next 6 years. An interesting statistic about wealth transfer. With crypto and this is sad, but with the passing of people dying, older generation dying of crypto. That's a Freudian slip. Sorry, that's not nice. That's insensitive. I didn't mean crypto. I mean COVID.
Yeah.
With the older generation, obviously there's more deaths for older people in COVID than younger people.
Yeah.
There's a wealth transfer that's taking place that's pretty big, right?
You got to wonder now, let's think about this for a minute. Now, back to the housing market.
Well, that was a Freudian slip if I've ever had one.
Dying of crypto.
Dying of COVID-19.
I'm dying to get into crypto. So so the boomers, the baby boomers.
Sure.
They've usually had pretty large homes, I would say. I mean, for the most part. I think the dynamic has changed a lot with Gen X and millennials. What's going to happen to a lot of these markets with these really larger homes? When I speak about larger homes, anything like above 3,500, 4,000 square feet. These generations, A, they're not really interested in that as a whole, and B, unless you're like a crypto millionaire, a lot of people just can't afford it. So they're just taking a more simplistic approach, even like tiny homes. I've seen markets for tiny homes. What do you think about the overall real estate market as a whole, as the baby boomers crypto off, if you will?
I think the play is affordable housing. I think people, because of COVID, want to have a nicer place. They kind of want to uptrade to the fact that they're home more often, have a little bit bigger rooms, more room for their kids. I've seen that happening. With rates being like, I know a guy who just refinanced with Wells Fargo at 2.5%.
Yeah,
I mean, it's crazy stuff, right? These are 30-year rates, crazy rates, right?
Yeah. But you know what's good about that? Just one thing, as an aside, you're not seeing a lot of the like 0% negative amortization, quote unquote teaser rates.
They don't have those anymore.
Yeah, Countrywide, you remember all that.
Yeah,
so,
I remember, unfortunately, really well.
So
I go back to my question though, and that is, where are we on the liquidity concept? Right? Let's pretend that this is insanity and everything's insane, but where's the liquidity going? Like where else are they going to go? Are they going to keep rotating into new names where they find some new place to play? These guys there's a wash of liquidity.
It seems like that. You watch the money rotation. Like, will we go back into like marijuana? Like, where are they going?
I don't know. I want to think under normal circumstances, I would be like, hey, 32 years of doing this could be a little bit of a bubble. The problem is there may be specific bubbles, but there isn't anywhere else to go. This is what I keep trying to say. If they go to crypto, they can go to crypto, but they're not going to. What percentage of their net worth they're going to put in crypto? They can go to housing, right? But then there's a housing shortage right now. The actual amount of listings is down. I mean, you would know this. Your wife would probably tell you. She's an expert in this field, Redfin girl, and all that stuff.
I mean, housing starts are still strong, but demand is huge.
Right. So where do you go? Where does this market go? You know. I saw Meet Kevin. Hey, Meet Kevin. Hey, what's up, buddy? I saw Meet Kevin have Harry Dent on there. Now, Harry Dent did predict the Dow was going to go to 10,000.
Yeah.
But now he's predicting a pullback, I think, right? Harry, where's the money going to go? That's the question.
It's going to go to precious metals.
Okay, maybe it's going to go to silver?
Some.
Okay.
You know, the usage rate on
So everyone's
silver,
going to buy silver?
I mean, the market's not that big.
Some people like that are just...
you can't get... There's just not enough silver.
Right.
So, I mean, you could go to gold. I
guess we have to, now that we may have a new radio program, and if we do, we'll have to be talking up silver a lot,
it's gonna
right?
Be if we do, it'll be really
massive, right?
So,
but I know you had a lot of other stocks on your list, and I want to get to them, and I want to end up with crypto and MicroStrategies. I want to end up. I'm astonished. Can you pull up on the screen, Brett? We're skipping around today, but I want to go back to Bitcoin. So here I am, asleep. Long Bitcoin 39,000, and then here's Elon Musk putting out a tweet. Okay, you see this?
It's just huge.
I mean, this is Elon Musk has power. I mean, look at he moved the crypto market $5,000 today.
Can you do me a favor?
Sure.
Can you pull up? Let's see if they'll pull up DOGE. I want to see the chart compared to BTC, just for fun.
Now, I actually had a little Dogecoin over the weekend for fun.
I don't even know if Google will recognize that. You might have to go to like Robinhood. Yeah, I don't even think.
How do you pull up Dogecoin? Let me see if I can pull up Dogecoin. This is a completely nonsense.
I'm just curious to see if it ran with it.
It's on Coinbase, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it ran a little bit.
Wow, 8 cents. Look at this thing.
It ran a little bit.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
I mean, but you know what? It's if these young kids want to get into crypto and they're on Robinhood still, which in my opinion they shouldn't be on Robinhood after what happened.
Oh,
but
come
that's
on.
my
No
opinion.
opinions here.
Just my opinion.
We're neutral on Robinhood. Come on, dude.
All right. Anyway, I'm a Webull user. But you could buy Dogecoin on Robinhood. I will give them that. You cannot buy Dogecoin on many exchanges that actually that's the only exchange you can buy that actually is an equity
You can come off
exchange.
the screen if you haven't already.
But yeah, look at Doge. It was under a penny. And now it's 8 cents.
Wow, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It was lower than that.
Yeah, it was fractional.
Yeah, amazing. Just blown away. What else you want to cover?
Well, I wanted to talk a little bit about the precious metals market. We didn't really cover it.
Let's go.
So I like I'm not recommending this stock, but I do still like AUMN, and I like LODE. That's a local Northern Nevada precious metal miner, Comstock Mining. And AUMN is Golden Minerals. They have a new mine in Durango, Mexico. My target on AUMN is $1. I really like that stock. My target on load is $2.50. So I just wanted to pick out a couple of, if you do your own research and you were looking at some metal tickers, just take a look at those two.
Can you pull up the screen real quick? So you're not recommending these, although you told people you have a target.
Yeah, I have a target. I've disclosed that I've traded it. So I haven't traded LODE. I just started looking at it, but I have been trading Golden Minerals several times recently.
Let's switch over to GameStop real quick.
Oh yeah, GameStop is definitely 60 a share.
What's happening here?
25. Yeah, right at 60, right? Yeah.
Right.
25 million shares today.
Any
Actually,
offerings of any kind?
nothing that I've seen.
Nothing.
And all of the chatter on Reddit is still bullish, but they did get distracted. I mean, they got distracted by OCGN. They got distracted by AAME. I mean, these guys.
Really?
Yeah, for sure. I was looking at it.
AAME was on Reddit?
AAME was on Reddit.
With no news?
No news. They were just talking about making
Wow.
a quick buck. But yeah, I mean, we're looking at AMC also. That was down today also. So
Right.
I mean, a lot of the thunder's been taken out of these two.
Do you think the Reddit trade's over or no?
Yeah, I think it's on hold right now.
Hold.
Yeah,
Not over, but
not
hold.
over. But let's see what happens with it. I mean, it's been hovering between what 49 and you traded it.
Yeah, I did. You know what? I sold it at 85 actually.
Yeah,
What's crazy is the amount of hedge funds that were long GME
Yeah.
into this rally and how much money they made. I saw a hedge fund that made over $700 million.
yeah, I did see that.
These are crazy These are crazy numbers for a position that added that much for people. I mean,
And
it went completely insane.
And still no capital though. I mean, no raise, no
And
offerings.
no big capital raise. Well, they raised the money from the Chewy guy,
Yeah, that's true.
right?
I mean, I know AMC they have an active ATM still, so
Yeah, I'm sure that they're raising capital like crazy,
yeah.
trying to make sure that they strengthen that balance sheet and hoping they reopen.
Oh, I just wanted to mention Tesla with that news. The actual stock TSLA was up 1%, 860 today. I mean, kind of interesting.
So, what's your risk on trade for tomorrow, Skylar? How are we looking on time? Where are we at right now? So we're at 40. Thank you.
Wow, I knew we'd go over. It was such a crazy day.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll go over today. It doesn't seem like you covered everything on your list.
Well,
Let's kind of reset because I know this today
Yeah.
was crazy for me. What are you looking at for tomorrow? What's your risk on trade for tomorrow? What are the names you're looking at? What about the market?
I like to SRNE. We did full disclosure. You did trade in and
Yeah, I
out of
traded
that.
it. Yeah.
I want to see what happens after hours with that particular ticker. OCGN, I'm on high watch, obviously. With that is Sava also.
So 4 to 18, you think it still has room?
Yeah, I mean, Sava went to 128
Mhm.
from I think in the 20s.
So the poor man Sava.
Yeah, the poor man Sava.
Okay, got it.
There's so much coming out. I mean, we never know what's going on in the crypto market. They could just, I mean, look what happened today.
So now that crypto's at near 45,000, 44,000 on Bitcoin, what are you thinking?
They're going to push to 50. I mean, the Discord. I've seen the chatter. I mean, they're looking. That's a big
Chatters
number.
to 50.
50.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
It's a really volatile asset.
Well, the Asian market tonight. Let's see what they do. Let's see if they're buyers.
You don't think you're going to take profit after Elon punishes people there with you're short, you got crushed?
They definitely got margin calls.
These are all-time highs, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can have these guys are 5 times margin, 10 times. It's so dangerous. Like they can just get their whole account can just be liquidated.
But what's risk on right now in your opinion?
The biotechs are hot. All the biotechs.
Biotechs are hot.
Yep.
I think Ethereum may be risk on. Ethereum is the backbone of a blockchain.
Yep.
It may be
Ethereum.
risk on. People are still wanting to get long Ethereum.
Yeah, absolutely. It'd be interesting to see if like Riot and Mara and BTBT and some of these other tickers like Canon, if EBON, if they decide to mine some Ethereum, because I think they're pretty strictly Bitcoin.
Let me go over with the audience something that I like for full disclosure, and that is I like Coca-Cola. Why? I know people like that is not an original idea, right? Is that a risk on trade? If you look at the fact that we had COVID, the pandemic, a lot of restaurants wiped out, big slowdown in Coca-Cola's business, right? I think that as you come out of the pandemic, You see Coca-Cola get stronger. You see sales improve. You see new products coming out. You see people going back, wanting to travel.
Yeah.
You're going to see all that consumption go up. And Coke is underperformed.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm long Coke.
What do you think about the what about the
I love Coke.
What about the airlines? What about the cruise ships?
I'm not a cruise ship guy right now. I love cruises. I've been on lots of them. Never met a buffet I didn't like. Right, Josh? Anyways.
Did I mention one more thing? I hate to cut you off. Did
I'm
I
just
mention
teasing
the,
Josh, one of the producers.
Did I mention Hyundai and Kia that denied the report that they're...
We got to go back to that. I'm confused. We said Apple was going to make cars with Hyundai and Kia. I thought that was a factual thing.
Yeah.
And then they said no.
They're denying the report that they're in talks with Apple to build autonomous EV vehicles in Alabama. So that kind of caught me off guard. Also, one other thing about the stimulus, the 1.9T stimulus, trillion dollars, the House and the Senate, they adopted a resolution where they can just use budget reconciliation to get a simple majority to pass that 1.9 trillion bill. So they don't need 60 votes in the Senate, which is kind of which is big. You know, we didn't talk about.
Wow.
Well, we didn't talk about the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, the Super Bowl. To the audience out there that was following us Friday, we lost our bet.
We did lose risk.
We bet. Yeah, sometimes you lose. We bet $2,000 on the over.
Yes, we did, and the over did not come in. We Kansas City Chiefs actually scored 9 points, so they were expected to put up several touchdowns. And credit to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense; they shut them down.
Defense wins championships.
Yeah.
They whip their blank.
Yeah.
I mean, they whipped them.
Yeah.
I mean, the defense. This David guy, his last name's David.
Oh yeah, the linebacker.
Oh my God, this guy is a complete. This guy is all over the field. It was amazing to watch him.
Yeah.
He was crazy, all over the field. This guy was right. I mean, crazy.
You know, he's a monster, but he runs like a 4.40.
It was
so
crazy.
He's just like bottled up Kelsey. He was all over the place.
I had a friend at the game. He said it was boring.
Yeah.
By the way, comment on the bottom if you liked. Comment in the comments if you liked the weekend. I thought he was great.
Yeah.
Some people didn't like him. A lot of people saying they thought it wasn't good. But my friend that was there said it wasn't good. Well, the presentation wasn't good. But I thought it was great. I thought it was moving actually.
Yeah, it seemed really good on TV.
Yeah,
I mean,
on TV it was great. So.
Did you see the streaker? The guy running
Yeah, I
across
saw
the
the
field?
streaker. He had some sort of pink thong on or something
So,
like that.
full disclosure.
You know the guy?
I may have known someone that told me that there was going to be a streaker on the field.
Really?
And I may have looked for a proposition bet that gave me odds. Will there be a streaker, yes or no? But at the Circa where I was to put the bet in, there weren't any odds for that. But that was pretty interesting.
But you told me you were going to bet that Gronk was going to score. He scored twice.
I bet the Tampa Bay Buccaneers +3. I bet Brady won the MVP. That was another winner.
Oh, you win those. I didn't know that. That's right. That's right.
And I bet Brady over 2.5 touchdown passes, and I won that one.
Sure.
So all those bets cashed. But I don't know why I didn't just take Brady and the Bucks +3 for the whole 2,000.
Because everyone got you nervous that Kansas City was going to beat their ass.
I really thought that it was going to be a shootout. I mean, that's really what I thought. So Mahomes was a little banged up, and I think there was a bet, will Kansas City not score a touchdown? And I think it paid like $10,000 for a $100 bet. That's incredible.
So what did you think of that? I mean, it was Tampa Bay dominated from the beginning.
Yeah.
It was a rout, man. And I kept waiting for Kansas City. Oh, Kansas City's come back from this deficit and that deficit. And everyone picked Kansas City. I saw there was like very few people that picked the Bucks. I mean, I saw the scores before. They were all recommending it. They really got their tail whipped.
I'm pretty sure, like, the way the money came in, Vegas lost money on the actual bet. I think the public was on Kansas City, but they won money on the under coming in because a lot of people took the over.
The over was like 60-70%.
Yeah,
right.
So anyway, Vegas did okay. The strip was packed.
No football for a while, and Tom Brady said he's coming back.
Yeah, he's coming back. Antonio Brown caught a touchdown pass.
Now, what's the deal with Antonio Brown? This guy leaves the Steelers, goes to the Raiders, gets cut from the Raiders.
Yep.
Where did he go after that? He went to New England?
He went to New England.
They cut him because he had that potential
altercation or
altercation
something.
problem, right?
Yeah.
Some sort of I don't know what it was.
So then Brady goes to Tampa, and Brady, I don't know, he just performs. Brady keeps him under lock and key, I guess.
I heard he lived with Brady for a while.
I think he might have.
Right.
Yeah, I think Brady.
Brady's like, listen, you're going to come play receiver for me, but I'm going to lock you up for a while.
When Brady first moved to Tampa, he rented Derek Jeter's place on Davis Island, 20,000 square feet.
Nice.
So I don't know what he paid for that,
but it was a good story, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Brady winning.
Gronk.
It was a nice. I mean, you got to.
Yeah.
Come on, dude. You go to 10 Super Bowls. You win 5 MVPs out of 10.
Yeah.
And you win 7 Super Bowls.
And the one that he lost, one of the ones he lost was a fluke where the guy caught the ball on his helmet.
I remember. It's the Giants.
Yeah.
But the reality is, in my opinion, is that the defense should have got MVP.
Yeah,
But the whole entire defense.
But they're
team.
not going to give it. They're not going to. They're going to allow Brady to get it.
That was weak on their part.
And I wonder what Belichick's thinking right now. I mean, Belichick, he
didn't want to pay him.
No, that's crazy because now Tom Brady is in Tampa. He's trying to build another small dynasty there.
How many more years can he play?
3.
No, we're coming up on the 40-minute mark, and I thought today, with as much news, and I was overwhelmed with the trading today, that we weren't going to get out of here for an hour. But it seems like we covered a lot.
We covered, one sad note. U.S. House of Representatives Ron Wright from Texas, he passed away, 67 today. Fought cancer for several years. So I just wanted to.
He died, and on top of that, Shelby from Alabama.
Oh, yeah.
He's retiring.
Yep, that's right.
So a bunch of senators, Republican senators, stepping away for the 22 election.
It's going to be interesting, the midterms.
This is a weird I don't think the politics get easier. No. You've got a House, a Senate, and a president that, yes, was elected, but if I'm not going to go there.
Right.
So let's say you got a president that was elected by a few million votes. Right. Call it 7 million. I don't know.
Yeah.
But in terms of some states were pretty close, right? But now you got a Senate and a House that are very, very they're neck and neck.
In fact, the Senate's tied. And,
and a bunch of people leaving.
Yeah.
It's going to get interesting the next couple of years.
Yeah, I think
what's interesting about senators leaving is they have nothing to lose.
That's true. And depending on the state rules or the laws, it depends on how those gaps are filled.
Well, he's not going to run for re-election, so that means someone else is going to get elected and take his place.
Yep.
He's going to serve out his term.
Yeah.
This is going to be an interesting. It doesn't ever get uninteresting here.
I know, and the House is like I think it's an 8-person difference for the Democrats.
Right. Or I think it's 12, actually.
12? Okay.
Yeah, and then the impeachment, which starts tomorrow, which is dead on arrival. Yeah, I don't see what there's 45 Republicans saying they shouldn't. I mean, I didn't think about this till recently. I know it happened while he was in office, but when Richard Nixon resigned, they didn't go forward with impeachment.
Right.
It's a little strange, and I think that there are Republicans that are saying, "Hey, we don't think it's constitutional. It's a political process."
Right.
And you need about 17 of them to switch over, right?
It's not the message was to unify the country. This really doesn't do that. That's all. I mean.
Right.
So, I just don't understand. There's Rand Paul, actually, a senator out of Kentucky. He's making a case that he wants to impeach Chuck Schumer. I guess he had some serious threats to some Supreme Court justices during the most recent Supreme Court justice who was brought in, not Gorsuch, the other one, but there were some issues there. So, I mean, I don't know if there's gonna be some articles for
political.
him. It is. It's all political.
Right.
But you know what? The market doesn't care. The market doesn't care.
Well, the market thinks that the political system is going to go nowhere.
Yep.
The status quo reigns, and the market continues to roar.
And it's just roaring. It's crazy.
And I'm hearing numbers about this. Is what's crazy is I'm hearing GDP number recommendation or forecasted GDP of 5%. On our size of economy, this could rip. And a couple things before we let go. I know we're going to wrap up.
Yeah.
The J&J news, we're going to find out about this month if that vaccine gets approved for emergency use. That could be great because that is a different kind of molecule relative to the other, which is mRNA. Right, which is great. We'll have more on that later. What's the risk on trade for you tomorrow? I'm in Coca-Cola for Wednesday's earnings. What are you on?
There's a couple of biotechs I was looking at. HEP. Let me take a look. There's one more I want to give you guys. Hold on. Let me look this one up.
I can't pull it up because my screen's locked. But that's okay.
Let's take a look.
Oh, no, it's here. Here it is. What's the symbol?
It's hold on. HEPO, I believe. HEPO. Let's see, is that it?
Hepo? No match.
No match?
Uh-uh.
Oh, HEPA. Sorry.
What do they do?
It's just a biotech that's expecting news. I don't really. That's just the one I looked at into the close.
Can we put it up on the screen real quick, Brett?
I haven't really had any chance.
How do you pronounce this?
It's Hepion Pharmaceuticals.
What do they do? You know?
Not yet. I just looked at it.
This
into
is
the
a
close.
technical guy. He doesn't know what they do,
I
but he
literally
sees the
just
stock.
saw-
But hey, listen, it's sometimes action.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. One of the things I learned in my 30-plus year career on Wall Street is stocks know before you know, generally.
They're expecting like some NASH results. I need to look at that.
Right.
I literally just saw it before we came on here. So.
But this isn't your risk on trade, is it?
It could be. I'm going to look at it after hours.
It either is or it isn't. We don't want the audience to look at it. You think it is?
The audience can look at it. I'm not recommending it.
But you never recommend anything.
Well, yeah.
You're not
so-
allowed to.
So there can't be my risk on
For
trade.
entertainment purpose.
Yeah.
Dude, what is wrong with you? We're going sideways.
Anyway, so that's the one I was looking at before we hit
Today
the-
was a rip. Bitcoin was rip.
Yeah.
The story of the day, and you're going to hear about it, $1.5 billion from Tesla. They put it on their balance sheet. This is getting serious. You got MicroStrategies with, I think, a couple billion, like they at least 800 million they put on their balance sheet and added to it. These are real companies putting real money to risk with Bitcoin on their balance sheet as a hedge to the dollar. These big balance sheets they have, right?
Yeah.
This is not going to go away, this story. Today's February 8th. This is Risk On for Jason and Todd. Thanks for watching Risk On. Have a good day.